Hello, fellow pro wrestling fans. My name is the Upstager. No. I'm just kidding. This is Freddie Frederickson. It's just really cold outside. All right, and we are joined tonight by Lucas Starr. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. You want to give a little background? Your role in pro wrestling world?
Right now, I am the I don't know what I would call. I guess AV manager for AWF right now. Um, Lights, video, music, all that stuff. So if you ever come to an AWF show and the music isn't what you like, too bad. It's what I like.
I think you do an excellent job, man, bringing it all
Thank you.
together and whatnot. But we're here tonight to talk the return of CM Punk to WWE last night at Survivor Series. Initial thoughts, reactions. Where were you when it all happened?
I was sitting in my living room, and they kind of caught us, off guard a little bit. I feel like they put the little copyright graphic up in the corner, and I'm like, well, yeah, the rumors weren't true. And then the classic static, I guess you would call it, of CM Punk's intro hit, and I just was like, whoa, it's actually happening. And I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, there's this one little possibility that they could be like just trolling us, just trying to get, like just mess with everybody. But no,
Yeah.
he walked out, and I don't know if anybody else caught it, but he goes, "So this is home." That's what he kept saying when he walked out. He said, "This is home." So I think part of me feels like he's always wanted to be back in WWE, and I think 10 years ago when he was released, it was just something that was cooler heads didn't prevail at the time. There was a lot of heat in the air, and just Vince fired him for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, it was a very different WWE if you look back during that time period.
For sure.
I've been getting back into my PS3 lately, so I've been playing WWE 13.
Oh
And,
wow.
and if you go back and you look at the roster there, and it wasn't like it is today where it's so built up like
Yeah.
they had smack two different divisions. They were able to break the
Yeah.
roster again and really pull off two different, well, if you counted NXT, three different rosters on their own there.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a totally different picture. I think it's a totally different WWE from
I
from the
agree.
one that he left and was kind of burnt out. And I think
Yeah.
everybody understands why he was burnt out and whatnot, and hearing the stories and who's
Yeah.
true and what are the facts here. But
Right.
yeah, it's cool to see him come back now in this scenario with
I'm trying to figure out how he looks 10 years younger than he did, 3 months ago in AEW. He
dude, he did look
the
great. Those WWE dietitians and
yeah.
something about them, man. They just get people into shape, man. I was like, dang, he even kind of looked jacked, man.
Yeah, he did.
For CM
Yeah.
Punk,
So did
usually you're like, CM Punk, he's not, it's not his quality, But yeah, he looked great last night. Even see, let's just dive into the topics here. One of the main aspects I was looking at was what does this signing mean? What does the signing of CM Punk mean? Him being the third AEW kind of signing, WWE kind of showing how they will treat this top tier AEW talent. If they bring him in, I think with Cody, Jade Cargill, and now CM Punk. What are your thoughts on that sort of area?
um I was talking to somebody about that last night, that this is, the third major person from AEW to come over. You also have Brian Pillman Jr. in
That's right.
NXT as well.
That's right.
Um,
Shame on me. Shame on me.
what? Yeah, a lot of people, like, I think,
We'll sit in the
just a
corner.
little sidetrack on that. They messed up by not calling him Brian Pillman Jr. He looks exactly like his dad. It's and they call him Lexus King. I think it's so stupid. That's my personal thought on that.
I like the
Um,
gimmick though. It goes with the gimmick, I guess.
yeah, that's true.
I think they should have gave Curtis. That should have been Curtis Axel, man, Mr. Imperfect, man. I'm not my
Yes,
dad.
yeah, yep,
Stop
yep,
comparing me to dad. No.
yeah. But with Punk here, it's it's gonna be interesting because the main people that they have from AEW were champions, were top of their game in AEW. it's not like Cody was bottom of the barrel when he came back to WWE. He was up there. He had just got out of great feud for the title. I think that was with Sammy Guevara. His last match was with Sammy in that ladder match.
I think so.
Punk Punk is amazing, and Jade came off of an amazing title run that was like kind of lost. Or she was gone for a while, and came back and did like what 2 matches I think, and then was
Something like
out.
that.
So yeah, it's not like these are just no offense to the guys like House of Black who aren't really doing much. Right now they're there, but it's not them. It's top tier people. It's Punk is WWE. I feel like he carried the company for so long with the whole summer of Punk and all that stuff. So it's gonna be very interesting to see where they put him. From what I understand, he's gonna be a free agent, so he will float between SmackDown and Raw. So that'll be interesting to see. Um, I can't wait to see what happens. There's a lot of rumors floating around about Punk that he was made a lot of people upset last night. I don't know if you've seen the video of Seth just F you, throwing middle fingers at him and stuff like that. So we'll see, if that's where that is, like where that line is, for that, if that's real or, just for attention.
Absolutely, man. That's kind of one of the talking points here tonight in the CM Punk returning to WWE discussion was kind of the reports today were that no one in WWE had a clue about CM Punk coming back. Like they had pretty tight wraps on it, and then the reaction, like you just brought up, the reaction of Rollins and Rhea Ripley and others, kind of perhaps leading to storylines.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm curious to see what his first storyline is going to be. Um, Obviously he came out and, interrupted a pretty big celebration from the end of War Games, and who's he gonna, where are they gonna go with that? Is it gonna be something with Rollins? Is it gonna be something with the Judgment Day?
Stealing the
Um,
shine.
what's that?
Stealing the shine. I could see that
Yeah,
kind of angle.
yeah,
Ironically enough, kind of the CM Punk hating The Rock when The Rock and John Cena came back from Hollywood,
yep,
and now it's kind of the reverse roles with CM Punk coming back, kind of
yeah,
taking the spot, taking a WrestleMania spot away, so
yeah,
to speak, from one of the regulars. So yeah, very excited, very cool. As a Punk fan, hoping that this all works out for the better.
yeah. Same here.
Um, and then kind of a lot of respect for how they did it, the execution, everything last night. Not taking any of the focus away from Randy Orton's return and
Right.
keeping a secret, man. I thought that was two huge aspects of this return that made it really good. Amazing. More than a lot of these AEW debuts lately have been like, there's a big announcement coming. A
Yep.
wrestler is coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get excited for a wrestler coming. So it was cool
Yeah.
to see just executed very, very differently. Seeing WWE executed at this sort of high level was exciting, man. What were your thoughts on that? How they played it and how Randy
It,
Orton's return as well.
it was very similar to Cody Rhodes. You had heard the rumors,
Good
all
point.
through for like a month or whatever it was, but you really didn't know until you knew.
Yeah.
Um, you know, like not going to WrestleMania, but at WrestleMania when he came back, it was crazy because you heard that infamous wrestling has more than one royal family, and you're like, oh shit, here we go, like he's really here. And then last night with, like I said at the top of the show, that static that has always been in Punk's intro for the or when he had
Nice.
cult, you know um that static, and it was like wow. And one thing that I like, maybe my production kind of eye that I noticed, they played the music for like I think 15 seconds before they put any graphics up. They
All
didn't
right.
put his logos or anything. It was 15 seconds about that before they actually put his name out there, like, because like I said, you didn't know if it was
Nice.
WWE like, telling the truth.
That's what I
Like
was
it,
just jotting down here. I was just jotting the timing. what in your
Yeah.
lighting expertise would make you think that the timing was good? I was
Oh,
like, perfect,
yeah.
man. Oh yeah.
It was kind of similar to when he debuted in AEW.
Uh,
When he debuted in AEW, they just had the red and white lights flashing for like the first like minute of the show, and Excalibur was just blowing hot air out like he does, like trying to run down the whole card in 4 seconds. And then
yeah.
we have I think he said something like we have something very exciting happening at the top of the show, and they just had those lights, the red and white lights flickering, and then it kicked into his music. So yeah, like production wise, it was pulled off great. Like I noticed they waited just a little bit of time before they put his name up there. Probably like whoever was behind that. From what I've read again, Triple H was the only one. He had communication with I guess front of house it would be. It's not really a front of house deal, but with the music and the graphics, and
Okay.
then um he was taking control of that whole thing. So typically, I guess that's Kevin Dunn's job, calling shots and stuff. He called all of that. Triple H was calling all of that. That whole last whatever it was, 4 or 5 minutes of the show. That was all Triple H calling that.
All right.
So nobody knew. Like nobody knew. So
Nice.
it's crazy. It's really crazy.
Yeah, well done, well done. I appreciate the detail there too, man. And your unique perspective. That's one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on here tonight. The
I,
other reason was we were talking, like your experience and wanting to dive into doing interviews and your YouTube channel. Do you want to get
yeah.
into that? Plug that sort of your creative side here a little bit, real quick.
So yeah, on this channel that I'm streaming from, I've been trying to do interviews with some wrestlers. The biggest one that I've gotten so far is Conrad Thompson, which is kind of funny because he's like the interviewer of the stars, really of the wrestling stars. So to get him, that was really cool. I did that back at Starcast in September, and excuse me, I was in Chicago when Punk got fired from AEW. Like when that announcement was made, I was in Chicago, and
All
then I
right.
did you with Conrad like 2 hours later. So
Hey.
so like that was a behind the scenes thing we talked about was that, but yeah, I love doing interviews. Something I want to do. I'm gonna start maybe trying to interview some people at AWF when I have some time.
Cool,
Um,
man.
would love to get more people, some bigger talent. I had a little bit of an opportunity to interview Dante Martin and didn't go for it. I was a little too nervous.
Understandable, man. There's something about him and Darius, man. They've always
Yeah,
shook at me. Like I've interviewed like a lot of people, and something about those dudes, like you just feel like the star power in them. It just I
yeah,
turn to like nervous ass kid every
yeah,
interview. I like kick myself. I'm like, dang it, man! I had it. I had the confidence going in, and then just seen him, and I got shook, man. So
yeah,
understand.
yeah. I was gonna try to do that MAW show a few weeks ago, um,
Nice.
where like Tori Wilson was there and all those people
Yeah.
with them, and then I got called into my real job. So
All
I
right.
was
That's
lighting.
right. That was that same weekend. Huh?
Yep, yep. So I was lighting, so I couldn't go. Um, and then our show got done really late that night, so I wasn't able to even attempt to go. So, but yeah, I love like want to start doing that. I've been doing cooking videos recently.
All right.
Gaming, a little bit of gaming, which I don't really like, um, but yeah,
Oh yeah, man. Very cool. Very cool. Well, yeah, I'd love to collaborate, man. We're looking for more contributors heading into 2024, and like we're just looking at the list of like promotions and possibilities and stuff, and it's like just starting to stack up, and there's only so many people to
yeah,
get to. So, man, yeah, it'd be great to collaborate, work together as well. Kind
hell
of
yeah,
our goals help, work with more people and everybody uplift each other, and we all
yeah,
it seems to have worked out great this last year.
for sure,
Photographer Daniel's experience, kind of working together
yeah,
and how far we were able to take it with a couple creative people. But getting back to CM Punk here, the signing with WWE, making the huge debut last night, Survivor Series. Let's go over three pros of WWE and CM Punk, the situation. We'll go with the pros and cons. Let's go with the pros first.
I think it's gonna bring in a lot more money for WWE because it's Punk. People are gonna want to buy tickets to see him. Especially, his reputation that kind of follows him around as being kind of like, he could have an attitude. So I think people are going to want to see that. I think his merchandise sales are going to go skyrocket. The man has 2 shirts already, I believe. I think that's what I was told. He's got
Nice.
2 shirts already on WWE Shop. So um, I can't think of any other pros. I mean, besides the feuds that we're gonna get. And I just seen right before I came on here, somebody said that they really need to push the pull the trigger on Austin and Punk because Austin Stone Cold is ready
Yeah,
for another match. He has said that, but he wants it to be the right match. And I think this could be it. Like it could be a really good send off. I mean, nothing against his match. His I don't know if you call it a match, but his little street fight with Kevin Owens at 30,
sure.
35 or whatever that was.
38 there. Yeah.
Yeah, 38. Um, that was a great little send off. It was in Texas and all that, and I get that, but um, I just think like him and Punk, they could tear the house down, and I'm very curious to see how long it takes before Punk has a title. Because I'm thinking he's going after Seth. I think they're gonna give him like Punk's not dumb, he knows that he can get a title if he really wanted to. I mean, it happened in AEW. He was the champion within what 3 or 4 months of being there, so
Yeah.
I see that happening again.
All right.
I think another pro would be just like ratings. The ratings are going to skyrocket. Not everybody's going to watch the pay per view. But or excuse me, premium live event as they're called in WWE now. Not everyone's going to watch that. But once they see all the hits on Twitter and stuff, I mean, the video of him returning had like 1.3 million views within like an hour. So those people are going to watch Raw to see what he has to say because I don't know. It's ratings are definitely a pro for him coming
Absolutely, man.
back.
He's got that pop culture draw that kind of Brock Lesnar has, that kind of like outside of WWE, he's a star draw
Yeah, yeah,
about him. And then, yeah, like you said, I think that feud with Seth Rollins is money. It's kind of built in already. They don't really have to try too hard. You
yeah,
know, like we said, the roles reversed, especially with that title there. You could have CM Punk come back and win it his first match back or something ridiculous and whatever. There's a million ways they could do that or
yeah,
fantasy book that to death. But
yeah,
like, yeah, it's money, huge money. Like you said, the numbers, the money is there, and really that's what this is all about. And especially WWE has never made any secret, that their number one thing is to make money. They're here to be a business,
yep,
and yeah, it'll be exciting to see even Monday night or the casuals tuning in just to
yeah.
see.
Somebody like this is just something that came into my head. Somebody could have stopped watching 10 years ago because Punk left. They might not follow anything within wrestling. Flipping through the channels Monday night and see him on there, they're gonna it's gonna be crazy. It's it
Absolutely,
could it could bring in more fans for sure. The other thing with the Seth feud is I don't know if you've realized or if you know this, but they kind of bill Seth as the hometown guy in Chicago now because he's from Des Moines or
sure.
Davenport, Iowa. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
he's kind of that same area. Yeah,
Yeah, so they bill him as like the hometown guy when they're in Chicago, and now it's gonna be Punk again. It was
nice.
always. I remember.
This is very organic too. Like I love it.
Yeah, I remember one of the shows we went to was my cousin and I, and they had like a video package like in between during like commercial break, and it was Punk being like, "We're gonna be back in December," and it was September, like the end of September that was, and so that's gonna be very interesting to see how they do that, like with Punk being the actual hometown hero and being from Chicago and stuff like that. So
Nice, man. Well played. Yeah, yeah. Very interesting. The levels and possibilities. Um, other points and the three cons, possible cons of CM Punk signing with WWE.
I kind of mentioned it before, but I think his reputation. I think that's gonna be something that follows him around. And the truth of the matter is, if we don't know what happened in London, nobody knows. I mean, I've heard things. I've talked to people who work with AEW. Like, I'll be honest about that. I have a couple connections. Um, Everything that you've heard might not be the truth. That's all I can say. I think another con is going to be, and I hate to say this, but is Punk's age. He's getting a little bit older. He might not want to do it like he was doing it in AEW. And I think his, I guess you can count this as a con, his star power. He could have a contract like Roman or Brock, where he's only there for, 2 weeks before pay per view, the night after, then he's gone until the next major pay per view. But I do think he's going to be at all the shows. We have a lot of overseas shows. So, like, Elimination Chamber, I believe, is the next one, and that's going to be in Australia. I think that'll not be his first match. I think they're going to hold off his first match until the Rumble. Um,
Right.
but I do think like him having that star power is going to be kind of a con for them because he's gonna use it to his advantage. Which I mean, if I was him too, I would. Like, I don't want to work 52 weeks of the year. I mean, it's a day, but especially if he's going to be doing Raw and SmackDown, I think that's a little. He might take that advantage of what he can.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that would be their best scenario too for both sides to just kind of keep it slow and steady at first to kind of get back into the relationship. We know how things went last time. Let's take it slow and steady. See how it
Yeah,
goes
yeah,
this time. And
yeah,
he does have that star power where I could see him coming back at Royal Rumble and then have a big match there, and that kind of plants the seeds and sets up his WrestleMania feud.
yep.
uh, do whatever pop culture other things that he does
I
there,
guess
get him paid.
another another con that I just realized is he talked a lot of shit about WWE when he was in AEW. I mean, that might hold him back. I feel like maybe in a way. If you remember the promo against MJF, where he said, "If you think the grass is really greener on the other side, be my guest. Hop over and main event night 3 of a buy one get one special." And that's kind of, pot calling the kettle black right there,
Yeah.
because he did that. He jumped over, and we'll see. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess another question I have is he's finally going to get his WrestleMania main event because
absolutely. He was so bitter and
that
so stuck on that point before.
yeah,
It's like that was really
and
the
I
one thing that like ate him up inside. It seemed above the rest.
yeah, and I don't know if you watched the media scrum after the pay per view, but Triple H said it the best. He said it's been 10 years, people change. He's changed, Punk's changed, WWE's changed, and
Absolutely.
if you haven't changed in 10 years, you're doing life all wrong. And
Right.
I 100% agree with that.
Right.
You
Yeah.
like
Yeah. It was great.
I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. I won't lie, I was depressed when Punk left. Like that, like I made a post. I just saw it. It was like in my memories.
Yes.
Like ever since Punk left WWE, my life has been in shambles or something like that.
Yes.
Like it
Right.
felt like the truth. Like Punk was like he's my hero. He's one of my heroes. I'm from Chicago, so obviously like
All right.
he's like wrestling royalty in Chicago. He is wrestling in Chicago. So I grew up with him, and
Nice.
he was always, like I said, he was always the hometown guy. He was there after the show signing stuff, all that stuff. So I mean, yeah, I'm really excited that Punk's back. I can't lie. Like those 7 years without him in wrestling, and now we've had a consistent kind of 4 years of him being in wrestling is really cool. So
Yeah. Absolutely, man. I was kind of been a fan my whole life, but in and out, a few
yeah,
stages, and CM Punk and Paul Heyman during that 2012, 2013 on sort of era where the only reasons that I really tuned in are the only parts of the show that I enjoyed. And he kind of seemed to be that hero for me and my friends who would, wrestling ain't the same since the Attitude Era and
yeah,
ECW. Damn it. They got
yeah,
this damn real world star wrestling John Cena. It's
yeah,
terrible. And yeah, he was kind of the hero. So I think that adds that fuel to that fire, to that CM Punk. Stone Cold match, I think, would be the ultimate like dream match for all of us, like Attitude Era ECWites, you know.
So this
And,
here's
and
my
then seeing there, being there in Dallas, and seeing the pop, it was in Dallas, but like what Stone Cold did, even just that second night I was there. That was the only night that I was there, was second night. But just hearing the pop that
yeah,
still drew.
yeah,
And yeah, him and Punk, that promo for, I was just talking about that, playing the PS3
yeah,
WWE 13, and that
yeah,
was that promo was CM Punk,
yeah,
JR, and Stone Cold. And,
yeah.
and if the fans haven't watched, man, just watch that. And they don't even really need to do any build beyond that. It's all right.
Um,
It's exciting time for fans, man. Definitely.
this is my question. Do you think that this is something that just popped in my head?
All right.
Do you think Punk coming back to WWE is kind of the equivalent of when Bret Hart came back? They had like their kind of towards each other, and they buried the hatchet, let bygones be bygones. That's kind of how I feel. It's like
It's got
you
some of those parallels, but with CM Punk still being able to work for sure,
yeah.
at a much larger capacity. But yeah, things really got better. You think about that Cole Cabana podcast, and how bad that health situation, and everything really got, how sour it really got between all of them.
Mhm.
Whereas CM Punk, was like, I'll never have anything to do with pro wrestling ever again. I hate
Yeah,
it. So yeah, yeah, definitely cool to see what the situation is, the scenario. What was
for
your
sure.
question again?
Oh, if you think there's any do you think this is comparable to when Bret Hart came
That's
back?
right. That's right. Yeah. Speaking of bitter, man, Bret Hart. No.
Yeah.
Maybe he could be like his mentor. He'll be like, CM Punk, you need to let it go. Don't become like me and that goddamn Goldberg. I fucking hate him.
Yeah.
You gotta just let it go, CM.
So this is something else that I kind of just thought about. Punk talked a lot of shit about the Saudi shows. So do you think he'll be on the Saudi shows? I don't. I personally, I feel like his beliefs. Like I know he has like a lot of just like he doesn't believe in what goes on there, like with the women and stuff. So I feel like he's gonna stop that. He won't go to those, which I think that could be like kind of a con, because he's gonna be a draw over there. So I mean, that's just a thought that I just had.
That's their big money show. And Shawn Michaels came out of retirement for that
That was the
Saudi
worst.
money.
That was the worst match I've ever seen in my life.
It doesn't matter. It's Shawn.
My my cousin and I used to put on better classics than that match. So
It's true. It's true. The money will make them do it. Anything else you want to add? Yeah, we were kind of talking earlier how Punk's kind of backed himself into this situation. Like he's kind of, like, I don't know if you're a basketball fan, kind of like James Harden, sort of a situation where he's really almost backed himself into this corner. So, like, I think WWE's in a great spot where if
oh
he
yeah,
does get out of hand or things get toxic, they can just kind of send him on his way. They've got enough, they're stacked. They don't really need him
right.
at the point. I don't think CM Punk. I don't know what his situation is, but I think he's doing fine. I don't think he needs them either, but like,
No.
I think he really has that chip on his shoulders back, and to be like home, like he said, to be that rebel, that anti-hero that he was, that I remember him as, like, he felt so different in AEW. Like the anti-hero was gone. He was like, we won, everybody. Like, welcome to Indie Mania. Like
Yeah, 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 for sure.
all the
Yeah,
indie stars are cool now and popular.
yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, I can't really think of anything. Like I'm just like I said, I keep saying it. I'm excited. I don't know if you watched my reaction video that I sent you. Um,
No, no, I've been super busy, man. I'll have to check that out.
I was it was crazy. Like I said, it was very exciting for me, and I love that. So um,
Oh
my
yeah,
cou- my cousin and my two brothers were like, we got to go to Mania now. We got to go to Mania.
do
So
it, do it. I'm hoping, man. I'm like trying to put the pieces together to make that happen. Go
yeah,
back out east, Philadelphia, old ECW. You got to feel like Paul E's got to go in. I wish they would
now
have saved Rob Van Dam. Maybe Sabu. Put Sabu in, you cowards.
here's the thought. I just thought, what if they just brought Punk back to induct Heyman into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I think he would be the one, man. Absolutely, for everything he's done for wrestling.
I think Heyman goes into the Hall of Fame no matter what. But I think like you have like people inducting them. I think you have to do a group of like Punk, RVD. If you can get Tommy Dreamer to get off of TNA's dick,
Right.
you get him out there, and um, I think that'd be a cool introduction, like a cool thing for to have all the people that Paul Heyman kind of believed in. Um,
Absolutely, man. The impact. Yeah, you could go on throughout his whole career, man. Just everything that he's touched
yeah,
and the impact that he's had and the people he's inspired.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I hope there's a segment sometime soon with Punk and Heyman, just like
Yeah, absolutely. That was my first thought. I was like, what is Paul Heyman doing again? I was like, oh yeah, bloodline. Dang
yeah,
it, dang
you
it.
could have him like um just like a backstage little thing, like where Punk's walking backstage and him and Heyman and Solo are talking, and
Oh, their old friend or something.
yeah, yeah, I don't know, it could a lot of things
What's
could
he
happen.
been up to? Yeah. Yeah, it's fun to spin it a million different ways.
Oh
See
yeah,
how it goes. Hopefully Monday night we'll get to see they'll give us a little more of a glimpse into this.
yeah, I'm excited for Monday. Like I'm canceling all my plans Monday. Um,
Yeah.
I'm watching.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's got that old territory feel, man, where it's like you kind of burn dry in one territory. Like we were talking with Cody and Jade being able to jump over. Uh
Yeah,
cool to see CM Punk with that opportunity here. Any
yeah.
last things, last works of yours you want to plug before
Um,
we go?
YouTube channel, youtube.com/LucasStar, uh, youtube.com/Star Vlogs. I've been doing videos every single day of my life since 2014. So we're coming up on year 10 of that. And it's kind of cool because I'm breaking a world record on January 1st. I am the second person ever in the world to consecutively vlog their life.
Oh,
So I might be in the Guinness Book of World Records next year. So yeah,
yeah.
that's
Fuck yeah, man.
Facebook, Twitter is at the Lucas Star. Um, yeah, that's all my stuff.
Very cool, man. When's the next AWF show coming up?
Ooh, I believe it's January something.
I think so as well.
Like middle of January, I think. I don't know. I don't have it in my calendar yet. Um,
Fair enough. It's a ways out again.
I'm doing my punking right now with Tony, saying that I'm gonna leave. So just just trolling him a little bit. You
He
got to
said
do that.
after Wednesday night in Minneapolis, I'm going to
Yeah,
be working for AEW.
yeah, exactly, exactly. I'll
You
have
better
my the
up
next.
my pay if you want me to stay.
y- Yeah, you come to the next AWF show. I'm gonna be sitting there at my little table with my Mendy's Bakery and my Spindrift drinks, like Punk was, just eating.
Yes.
Just I'm tired. I'm old. I work with children. No, I'm kidding. I love everybody at the AWF. It's honestly been one of the most fun times I've had in the last 6 months of my life. Getting to see all the new places. I moved to Minneapolis, 8 months ago.
Oh
So
wow.
like I've not been here very long, and I got in with that, and it's been one hell of a ride, and I love the wrestling industry, and it's really a dream come true to be working in the wrestling industry.
Very cool, man. Yeah, it was great to meet you. I guess that's how I met you was
Yeah,
through AWF. Getting into it lately. I mean, been great friends with Stonehenge for a lot of years now. He's a
yeah,
great dude. It's
oh
been
yeah,
cool to see his role there and kind of, especially now with him breaking his ankle, having that kind of spot where he can still get his wrestling creative on
yeah,
with AWF and help in all the roles and seeing him
yeah,
get the them crazy clowns. The
oh yeah,
Juggalos were the heroes. The Juggalos were
oh
the heroes.
that that first show that they were at was at a church, and I
Yes, that's
I
right.
see the run sheet, and I'm like, there's no way this is real. This is like somebody's like trolling me right now, and yeah, but that was I love those guys. So I love everybody that I work with. It's a great time. Getting to hang out with everybody during set up and tear down and all that stuff, and then just doing the shows and seeing the fans. And we had one great show a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
Wherever we were, I don't remember where we were at, but
bunch of great shows in a row, man. Like it
oh,
was great to get out, man. It was because I haven't really seen AWF a lot since maybe Tony had turned it over to PD for a while there, and PD
mhm,
was doing a great job. And yeah,
mhm.
to see what Stonehenge had done with it and to be able to hit 3 of these shows was like, man, you guys are really like Stonehenge has been there. He's one of those guys I always tell him, he's one of the just brilliant minds. I think really super underrated wrestling minds. Like
Yeah,
just keeping everything as simple as possible, but everything really worked, man. It was like, dang, to see. Yeah, we'll have to dive into all that another time.
yeah. I mean, quick thing is the Forest Lake show. Stonehenge came over to my apartment because that's I live near there,
Okay,
and we were up until 3 in the morning, just ideas going crazy. So, I
all right.
mean, it's nice that like all this stuff in my head that I have like that I want to see in wrestling, like that I can kind of give it to him, and he like we bounce it off each other. So yeah, that like you said, though, that's another show. That's another show.
Oh
So
yeah, for sure. Well, thank you for joining us. I want to thank everybody tuning in the future as well. CM Punk returned to WWE. Can you believe it?
oh yeah.
CM Punk, CM Punk, CM